Your subconscious mind is running the show far more than most people ever realize, shaping your habits, your reactions, your default emotional states, often without any conscious input from you at all. But here's the challenge most people face. Your conscious mind, the analytical, questioning part of you that's active right now as you're listening to this, actually gets in the way of directly communicating with your subconscious most of the time. So today I want to walk you through what Neville Goddard specifically pointed to as the fastest, most direct way to actually access your subconscious mind, based on his real, documented teaching. Not some vague shortcut, but a genuine, explainable method. Let's start by understanding why this access is actually difficult in the first place. Throughout your normal waking hours, your conscious mind operates in a state of active alertness, constantly analyzing, judging, comparing, and questioning everything you think and feel. This is useful for daily decision-making, but it also creates a kind of barrier, because any new belief or feeling you try to consciously insert has to pass through this analytical filter, which often responds with doubt, counter-arguments, or outright rejection, especially if the new belief contradicts your current circumstances or long-held assumptions. Neville taught that there's a specific state where this analytical barrier naturally, significantly reduces. And it's the fastest, most reliable way he identified to actually reach the subconscious directly. He called it the state akin to sleep. This isn't full sleep itself, where you're unconscious and unable to direct anything intentionally. It's that specific, brief transitional window, right as you're drifting towards sleep, when you're deeply relaxed. Your thoughts are slowing down, but you haven't yet lost conscious awareness entirely. Let's talk about why this particular state works so much faster and more directly than trying to consciously convince yourself of something during a fully alert part of your day. In this drowsy, relaxed state, your critical, analytical thinking naturally quiets down significantly. The part of your mind that would normally jump in with, "But that's not realistic," or "That contradicts what I'm currently experiencing," becomes much less active. This means whatever feeling or impression you deliberately create during this window has a much more direct, unobstructed path to your subconscious, without the usual resistance it would face during full waking alertness. Here's how to actually access this state deliberately, rather than just accidentally passing through it every night without using it intentionally. As you're lying down to sleep, instead of immediately letting your mind wander into replaying your day or thinking about tomorrow, you consciously relax your body first, letting tension release from your shoulders, your jaw, your hands. As physical relaxation deepens, your mind naturally begins to follow, slowing down its usual analytical chatter. This is the window Neville pointed to, that drowsy space where you're still technically awake and able to direct your attention, but significantly more relaxed and receptive than during your normal waking hours. Once you notice yourself settling into this drowsy state, this is when you deliberately bring your attention to whatever specific belief or feeling you're trying to impress upon your subconscious. Neville was clear that this needs to be done through feeling, not through repeating words mechanically. You construct a brief, specific, sensory, rich mental scene, one that would naturally produce the feeling you're after if it were actually true, and you let yourself genuinely feel that scene, allowing the relaxed state to make that feeling significantly more accessible and convincing than it would be during a busier, more alert time of day. Let's talk about why specificity matters so much within this practice. Because vague, generic thoughts tend to produce equally vague, weak impressions, even within this naturally receptive state. If you're working toward feeling more confident, Don't just think a general thought like I am confident. Construct a specific scene, a particular conversation, a specific moment where you're already confident. And notice the specific sensory details, what you'd see, what you'd hear, what you'd physically feel in your body during that moment. This specificity gives your subconscious something concrete and convincing to actually absorb, rather than an abstract, easily dismissed general idea. I want to address something important about duration here, because this doesn't need to be a lengthy practice to be effective. And in fact, trying to extend it too long often works against you. Neville's teaching consistently emphasized brief, intensely felt moments over long, drawn-out sessions. Within this drowsy state specifically, even just a minute or two of genuine, focused feeling tends to be more effective than trying to force an extended 20-minute visualization session, because the drowsy state itself is naturally brief, and forcing yourself to stay in it artificially long often pulls you back into more alert thinking, working against the very state you're trying to use. Let's talk about what happens if you fall asleep during this practice, because this is actually a common concern people have. Falling asleep while doing this isn't a failure of the technique. In fact, Neville suggested that drifting off while still holding the feeling of your desired state can actually be beneficial, allowing that impression to carry directly into your sleep without the interruption of returning to full waking alertness afterward. The goal isn't to stay awake for a specific duration, it's to genuinely feel your chosen state during that drowsy window, however briefly, before sleep naturally follows. I also want to mention the corresponding window right after waking, because Neville pointed to this as another valuable, though slightly different, opportunity to access this same relaxed, receptive state. In the first minute or two after waking, before you've fully engaged with the day, before checking your phone or thinking about your schedule, you're still transitioning out of that same relaxed, less critically active state. This offers another brief window where the same practice, bringing genuine feeling to your chosen belief or desire, tends to be more accessible than it would be later, once your analytical mind has fully engaged with the day's demands. Let's talk about why this specific method, rather than other manifestation practices you might have heard about, is genuinely the fastest, according to Neville's own teaching. Techniques practiced during full waking alertness, journaling, vision boards, spoken affirmations throughout your day, can certainly still be valuable, but they're working against more active analytical resistance the entire time. The state akin to sleep bypasses much of that resistance naturally, simply because of the neurological and psychological state you're already in during that window, which is precisely why Neville specifically identified it as the most direct, most efficient way to actually reach the subconscious mind, rather than working around the conscious mind's usual resistance through repeated, effortful daytime practice alone. I want to be honest about something here, because this method, while genuinely effective according to Neville's teaching, isn't instant magic that works from a single attempt. If you've held a certain belief about yourself for years, decades even, one or two nights of this practice isn't going to permanently override that much accumulated repetition and reinforcement. What makes this method fast isn't that it produces instant, permanent transformation from a single session. It's that each individual session, done correctly, has a significantly higher chance of actually reaching and influencing your subconscious, compared to attempting the same feeling during a fully alert, analytically resistant state. Let's talk about consistency here, because like all of Neville's actual teachings, This method tends to produce much more noticeable results through repeated nightly practice rather than occasional use. Using this specific window right before sleep, consistently, night after night, allows the impression you're creating to build and reinforce itself over time, gradually shifting a belief that might have taken years to become deeply ingrained in the first place, rather than expecting a single night to completely undo that same depth of ingrained belief instantly. I also want to address something practical about protecting this window from interruption, because this is where many people accidentally lose access to this practice, even when they understand the concept. If you're scrolling through your phone right up until the moment you fall asleep, you're likely skipping this natural drowsy window entirely, filling it with external stimulation and analytical engagement, instead of using it deliberately for this practice. Something as simple as putting your phone away several minutes before you intend to sleep, allowing yourself genuine quiet time to settle into that natural drowsiness, gives this practice a real chance to actually happen, rather than getting crowded out by digital distraction right up until unconsciousness. Let's talk about what to do if doubt or distraction interrupts you during this practice, because this happens fairly often, especially when you're first learning to work with this state intentionally. If your mind wanders, or if a doubtful thought interrupts the feeling you're trying to cultivate, gently, without frustration or self-judgment, bring your attention back to the specific scene and feeling you were working with. This isn't about achieving flawless, uninterrupted focus. It's about consistently, patiently, returning your attention to the desired feeling whenever it drifts, which itself becomes part of the practice over time. So here's how you can actually apply this tonight. As you're getting into bed, put your phone away a few minutes before you intend to sleep, allowing yourself genuine quiet time. As you lie down, consciously relax your body, letting tension release, and allow your mind to naturally begin slowing down alongside it. Once you notice that familiar drowsy state beginning to settle in, bring your attention to a specific, sensory-rich scene that reflects whatever belief or feeling you're working to impress upon your subconscious. And let yourself genuinely feel it, briefly but authentically, allowing sleep to follow naturally, carrying that impression with you as you drift off. I want to leave you with this final thought. So much of manifestation advice focuses on effortful daytime practices, repeating affirmations throughout a busy day, journaling for extended periods, trying to force belief through sheer willpower during fully alert, analytically resistant states. But according to Neville's own teaching, the fastest, most direct path to your subconscious mind isn't found in effort or repetition alone. It's found in that brief, naturally occurring window each night, right as you're drifting towards sleep, when your usual resistance quiets down enough to let genuine feeling actually reach the part of your mind that's been shaping your reality all along. Tonight, before you fall asleep, try using those few, naturally available minutes intentionally, and notice what begins to shift, not through force, but through finally accessing the part of your mind that was ready to listen all along.